Hey everybody, Deep Diver here. Welcome back to, I guess, kind of Riverstone Park. So I restarted it, and the reason why is because I was pretty unhappy with the direction in which the park was going. Um, all of the areas in the park I did not want to work on. Uh, the There was a bridge that went over the valley that the coaster went in through, and that was just horrible. It was so long, it was boring, it cut off all the good sight lines. Um, and I had so many ideas for the park that I just couldn't fit into uh the current build. And because everything is so everything was so tightly packed together, I couldn't like rip some of it up to put the new stuff in. It required a whole new restart. So I decided to take my chances and do just that. The old park is still around. Sorry for bumping everything. I got a new microphone. It is very sensitive, and I can pick up everything, including my cat in the background, like yelling at me. And there he goes. So, yeah. Um, right now I'm building the entrance, and at the beginning of the video, you saw a lot of this already done. That's because I started before I started recording, and I'm glad I did, because having OBS open in the background, and having OBS open in the background of Planet Coaster is incredibly laggy for the game, and I just didn't want, and also the pressure of having it being recorded even though there's no audio, so you wouldn't even be able to hear me talk. Anyway, I just decided it would be probably better if I started recording before, or if I started building before I started recording. So that is the entrance to the park right there, and there's a little cozy, pretty little planter area at the end of the main part of the building. Sorry, that was just me cracking my knuckles. But I got the Magnificent Rides collection for Christmas, and very happy about that, because I can now put this carousel, this wonderful, by the way, can I just say how pretty that carousel is? I can finally put that in my park, so I decided that I was going to put it right there in the opening. Sorry if I back up a lot, I'm just stretching. So, sorry, I just totally lost my train of thought. This queue was giving me a whole lot of trouble. This is just embarrassing, frankly. I get rid of it and then replace it, and I might as well not even have gotten rid of it. It's almost worse the second time around, which is incredible to me. But yeah, so here's the idea of this park. There was a man, and I don't know who any of these people are. They probably get names later and everything, but I'm a story freak and I love writing. So here's the story of my theme park that doesn't need a story. There was a man, and he was very rich, and he had a dream, and that dream was to make an amusement park. And so he was, did I mention that he was rich? I probably did. Anyway, he was rich, and his dream was to make a theme park, and not a theme park, an amusement park. And using his riches, he bought this plot of land around the Snakebelly River, and there's a few mountains slash hills, and the Snakebelly River, which you can see me making right now. And he bought that and formed a company and started building the theme park. And so the theme park he built is Riverstone Park. Quick comment, this river is probably going to change because a lot of the map is taken up by water at the end of this episode, and I think it's too much taken up by water. I'm okay with a section of it being like dancing around the river, but not the whole park, which it would have been, or which it currently still is, but I'm definitely going to change that later. So you see me making the first of many mountains here, but I decided to build this one way at the back because I think it makes for a really nice sightline when you finally make it around and through the entrance of the park, and you go around and you see this mountain and the big river and everything. But it's going to go over a bridge to get to the real meat of the park, and on the top of that bridge I plan for it to be a fantastic sight line to see all the way across and the mountain and everything. I think it's going to look really pretty. So the first area is going to be right over the bridge, right beyond the carousel, slash built around the carousel and over the bridge. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to have a drink of water real quick. So, excuse me. What was I saying? Right. So you can get a good shot of it right now. That main bit of land that's surrounded by the water, right in front of the carousel, is gonna be where the bridge leads to, and then it's probably also gonna snake around from there. So you can already see here the problem arising is that there's way too much water. And not enough land, and so I get rid of some of the water in the episode. By the way, side note, put that in and then realized that makes this land an island, and I didn't want it to be an island, so I go back. So here I'm patching up some of the land because I don't want it all to be water. I want there to be a lot of land for there to be stuff built on, and I don't want you to have to go all the way to the back of the park to actually reach that point. So, sorry about the background noise. So, that's what this is all about. That's Riverstone Park, that's why I'm rebuilding it, and so we'll get to the finishing of terraforming and more of building in the next episode. This time lapse is almost over. Just about 2 or 3 minutes left. So I dragged this little bit of water over here because I want some little bit of creek, a little bit of muddy, swampy water to just be poking its head out so that you can go over and look at it. And I love, in real life, I love water features and creeks and bridges, and I don't know why, I just love that so much, and so I really want to incorporate some of that into this park. I spent a lot of time looking for the sign to say park under Riverstone, and eventually I settle on just the smaller of that same sign. You'll see that in a minute. But that's the... Yeah, here I'm looking for something, and then I eventually go back. So I just love water features and bridges and rivers and creeks. So I'm going to incorporate a lot of nice little areas where you can just sit down or lean against the railing on a bridge and look over and watch, I don't know, the ducks resting in the water or something. But I want to have a lot of little cozy areas in this park. And I worked that out before I decided to restart, because all of that whole big cram-packed feel that the rest of Riverstone, or the previous incarnation of Riverstone Park had. Oh, sorry about this big pause. It's my cat was yelling at me, so I decided to pick him up and give him some scratches. So, I wanted there to be a lot of little spaces where you can sit down and, I don't know, eat your food slash take a sip of your water bottle. Just got off your a roller coaster and you're talking with your friends about how cool it was or whatever. So, but here's the thing about this park. It is not gonna be a strictly incredibly realistic park. It's gonna be a fantasy park with a realistic style. I'm not gonna have any floating islands. But this is not a theme park, it's a dream park. And with that, I leave you and I'll see you in the next episode.